A very good afternoon to everyone present here. With warm greetings, it gives me a great pleasure to extend a warm welcome on behalf of Department of Civil Engineering, Amity School of Engineering and Technology, Amity University, Haryana, conducting this wonderful 5 days global workshop on Overseas Career and Educational Expo. Today is our day two. So now I'm handing over to Dr. Naveen BP sir to give brief introduction to the speaker for the day two. Yeah, please take it.
Yeah,
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Praveen. First, I would like to introduce today's speaker, Ms. Shweta. She completed BCom from University of Mumbai, India. She holds more than 5 years of international student recruitment experience for the country of USA and Canada. She is a brand ambassador for Schiller International School. She helped 1,000+ students to migrate the abroad. With this introduction now, I would request Ms. Shweta to deliver a talk on USA student visa roadmap. Thank you. Now it's over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So a very good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for taking your time out. My agenda for today is for you to be able to understand how do you begin the process of studying abroad. It is a very tedious task. The process to start studying abroad starts 1 year prior uh, to whenever you desire to start studying. So here I will be able to brief you about the information. Very first thing, if you are choosing USA, it is a very good option. Let me just present to you all the information. So here, as you can see on my screen, these are the popular cities where students usually go to, be it New York, New Jersey, Chicago, San Francisco. As I know, majority of the are from civil engineering background. So in any of these states or cities, you can have a great career. One major USP of studying in USA is no matter where you study, you will be able to start your work anywhere in the country. So for example, if you feel you are studying in a great university in Chicago and you have gotten a work opportunity in Texas, you can move over there. The place where you are choosing to study, it also depends upon your budget. For example, if you have a higher budget, you can choose cities like New York, New Jersey, Boston. But if relatively you have a lower budget, you can choose Ohio or Texas. In terms of the difference, in New York, New Jersey, the living expense can go up till $15,000 to $20,000 a year, while in places like Ohio, Texas, it can go up till $10,000 to $12,000 a year. So here, it caters to all the student in terms of the needs and requirements, the type of university. No matter what profile the student is coming from, they will always have an option, as there are various types of universities in USA. Can we move to the next slide? Now, the very first question is, why should I study in the country? Very first thing, USA is home to the top universities. By this, I mean to say there are more than 5,000 universities in USA. So no matter what your profile is, no matter what your GPA is, you will always have an option to study over there. They have gotten a very holistic approach in terms of applications. So for example, academic factor is not the only thing they look out for. Here they will look out at your internship or any extracurricular activities that you have done, or your examinations that you are giving, or if you have any portfolio ready with you, they will have a look at it. So no matter what your profile is, I can always give you an option to study in a good university. Now here, right from Ivy Leagues to other universities, there are options available. As we are all aware, USA has top universities. Most of the top universities in the world are located in USA. It is always suggested that you apply early right now. It is a very good time to apply for fall intake if that is what you're looking out for. Applications are mostly open for it. Here, we all know USA is known for the quality of education. Most of the universities, in fact, all of these universities in USA, they have accreditation from top bodies which are accepted all over the world. Suppose the completion of your program, no matter which part of the country you are working at, or no matter which part of the world you are seeking jobs, there will always be options open, because a resume with a US degree has got a lot of value. On top of it, the accreditation is accepted all over the world. As you're all aware, USA gives very high return of investment option. What I mean to say is, uh, per year you can expect around 20 to 25 lakhs investing for your studies in the country. But in terms of pay scale, it can go up to from $75,000 to $95,000 per year. In period as low as 1 to 2 years, you will be able to get all the money that you have invested for your studies. So in terms of high paying job, in terms of the companies, USA is a very good option. Now, one very good part about the USA education system is you will always have an option to choose what kind of program you wish to study, what kind of subjects you want to club together, and how you want your study experience to be like. There are many students who believe they are great in theory and they wish to study in that particular manner. So in this way, you can choose an MS program which has an option of theory and research. If you are the kind of person who believes I am more into practical based education system, you can go into coursework option as well. So here you have two options. Either you can go for theory based masters, or you can go for course based masters, or you can club it together on basis of your liking, on basis of what you are actually looking for. Most of the students who wish to do PhD post the masters, they even go for research based education system. Now, USA has most top companies in the world. So here, the moment you start to study in the college, the first day itself, you will be able to get in touch with the career development center in the university itself, wherein they'll be guiding you what kind of companies you should look out for, how is the company's approach towards the people they are taking interview of, what kind of questions you can expect, what kind of test you can expect. So right from the beginning, they will assist you. Most of the universities have multiple job fairs. uh, Let me give you an example. If you are studying in state of California, so over there they have 23 Cal State universities. So if there is a job fair in any of the Cal State, you will be able to attend it no matter what Cal State you are studying in. So as I said, there are 23 Cal State universities. So no matter where you go, you will be meeting various company professionals. In period of 2 years, you will be able to expand your network very widely. So this is one great opportunity for all of you. If you're considering USA, just be aware that you will have multiple and plethora of options for work. Now, the diversity and multicultural exposure will give students learning experience. By this, I mean to say, in any university you go to, there will be people coming from all across the globe, which will also expand your networking skills. So later on, if you wish to settle to Canada, for example, you will always know somebody from that country. Even the exposure, knowing about culture will also expand your vision. So this is one major advantage. In terms of diversity, there is no other country in the world which will be able to match USA diversity. Now, majority of the universities provide internship option to students. So in most of the universities in your last semester, you will have an internship option. Most of the options, I would say, in fact, all the options are paid internship, where you will be able to convert it later to a full-time job if you're excelling in your internship. You will have an on-the-floor work experience right before you complete your program, which is of one big advantage to all the students. As I said already, a resume with US degree holds a lot of value all across the globe. There are many people who study, for example, if there are lawyers, there are civil engineers, a lot of the students who study from USA, and later on, if they desire to return to our own country or in any other country, they will be getting really good job opportunities. So these are the major points which you can consider for studying in USA. These are the major USPs, I would say. Can we please move to the next slide? Now, these are the popular courses. You have Masters in Management, MIM course. Then you have Engineering Management. So engineering management is for those students uh, who have studied engineering but now wants a switch in management. As most of the students who are attending today's session are from engineering background, if you desire to have a switch but not a complete switch, engineering management is an excellent option for you. As this was organized by civil engineering department, there must be many students who might be not just looking for MS in civil engineering, but many of you will be looking for MS in structural engineering or other options. So here you will have a majority of elective options, plus you will have majority of majors option. By this I mean to say, not all the colleges will provide you MS in structural engineering. So what you can do here, you can study MS in civil engineering with a specialization of structural engineering. uh, this is equivalent, most of your subjects will be of structural engineering only. Here you can choose a major, you can also choose a minor. A lot of the students along with MS in civil engineering, just for an example, if you have chosen structural engineering as your specialization, as your major, and simultaneously you wish to study business as well, you can choose that as a minor. As I said, you can club your courses according to your desire, according to how you wish to further go ahead in your career. So not many countries will provide you that option. Here in USA, you can choose the subjects in the way you desire to go ahead. Here you also have MS in computer science and IT. This is also a very popular program. Then you have an MBA option. Now there are, as the students, as all of you right now, you do not have work experience. If you even want to study MBA program, we do have options available for freshers. As I said, they just do not look at the academic factor, but they will have a holistic approach. They will be looking at any internship if you have done any, or any extracurricular activities. So MBA for freshers is also open. Some universities will ask for a GMAT or GRE exam, or some universities will ask you for a statement of purpose and other documents. So you also have an MBA option ready with you. Then you have MS in data science, business analytics. These are also very popular programs in US. Majority of the universities, they have around 500 to 600 courses option available with them. By this I mean to say, you will always have something that you wish to study for. Even in terms of electives, for each semester they will have around 20 to 30 elective options. So you can choose according to what you want to study for. Can you please share the next slide? Now here, let's talk about the application process, documents. This is where most of the queries are of the student. How do I begin with all of this? So here, there are three factors which are very important in terms of your application. They will be firstly looking at your academic record. Now here, you will have to include all your mark sheets. Even if you have certain backlogs, you will have to include that as well. So they will look at your academic record. Secondly, you will have to give two examination. First being the English proficiency test, and second examination being your competitive exams. If you're talking about English proficiency test, you will have two options. Either you go for TOEFL exam or you go for IELTS exam. Now the difference is TOEFL is US based English, while IELTS is UK based English, the one that is spoken here in India. Now TOEFL is accepted in all the universities in USA. IELTS is also accepted in majority of universities, but not all, but majority they do accept IELTS, all the top universities. So if a student is solely planning to apply to USA, if that is your motive, then I suggest you give TOEFL exam. The validity is for 2 years. And if you simultaneously desire to apply to other country as well, for example, Canada or UK, then you can give IELTS exam. But if solely USA, I suggest you go for TOEFL examination. Now, both this examination, they have validity for 2 years. So if you're going for the fall intake, results will be out in 10 to 12 days, and you can book your time slot anywhere. Anytime you're prepared, you can book the slot for the examination and give it. So if you're applying for the fall intake this coming September, you can prepare in a month or two and then give the examination. Then you have GRE and GMAT examination. One good thing about this intake is a lot of universities have waived off GRE and GMAT due to the pandemic. So you will have an option to go for universities, and here I am talking about good universities, the one with good ranking and the one with good accreditation, who have started to waive off the examination. So if you are planning to go to a university without GRE, then this is the most appropriate time for you to apply. So GRE and GMAT examination, the validity is for 5 years, and approximately it takes around 3 to 4 months for a student to prepare. So these are the three factors that they look for importantly, and simultaneously they will be looking for extracurricular activities, internship, or any research work that you have done. So you always include in your CV all the research that you have done and any internship letters that you have. We will also include it in your documents. In terms of documents, it will require your passport, your English proficiency score, 10th and 12th grade score. Then you will also be needing your bachelor's mark sheet. As I know, no, majority of you will not be having your final semester mark sheet, but we can still apply because the university will take your final semester mark sheet post you receive it. That will be before you arrive to the university. So we can do that if you are ready with your mark sheets up till fifth semester. We can put in the application. CV is required, GRE and GMAT score. If you are not ready with any of the examination, English proficiency test or GRE, we can still apply. We can mention the date on which you will be giving the examination and other documents. By this, I mean to say research paper, or uh, if you have published any paper, you can also submit that along with your application. Now, if we are talking about the expenses, now this is the first thing that you take into consideration in which country you are studying at. So here for a master's program, you can expect a total cost of 20 to 25 lakhs per year. Now, this will also include your tuition fee and your living expense. By living expense, I mean to say your accommodation, your food, and other miscellaneous expenses. Now, how you can manage your budget? Very first thing, if your living expense you want to cut it down, as I said, live in a state like Texas, Ohio. Over there, you will have ample opportunities. Plus, the living expense is 50% of what you will be spending in Bay Area or in New York, New Jersey. The level of education will remain the same. Another important factor is if you're looking at the tuition fee, if you want to reduce it, then you can go for a public university rather than a private university. Now in USA, you should always know there is absolutely no difference between public and private university quality of education. As I said, accrediting bodies are also free
Hello.
to choose either of the option. So consider the country, state where you are living at, and the type of university you wish to study at for the expenses. 10 to 25 lakh, 20 to 25 lakhs per year. Total cost can go up till 45 to 50 lakhs. If you are going for an MBA program, certain universities will have an option to give you an accelerated MBA program option, wherein the duration would be of 1 year. So the living expense would cut down, but the tuition fee in most of these universities, they do remain the same. So you can also go for that option. Now MBA, most of the programs are of 2 years. Freshers are also accepted for MBA in many of the universities. So if any of you are planning to pursue MBA, you can go ahead with it. One major point is GMAT is waived off due to the pandemic in most of the universities. So this is the right time for you to put in your application. You can request for the transcripts from your university, and then it'll be a good time for you to apply. Can we please move to the next slide? Now here let's talk about the visa and the work opportunities. So students will be traveling on F1 visa. In USA, you can travel 6 months prior to your program start date. Meaning if your program is starting in the month of September, students can apply to the program 6 months prior to the date. So if your program is starting in September, you can only put in your visa application 6 months prior. So if you receive your offer letter in a month, then you will be able to put in the application. In terms of actually traveling the country, you can go 1 month prior to your program start date. If your program is starting in, for example, 1st of August, you can only go on 1st of July or later than that, not before that. That is one of the visa rule. Now, students are allowed to work 20 hours per week on the campus. Now, in USA, no matter what university you are studying at, if you are working part-time, for example, when your program starts and you just wish to have an extra income. Now, let me tell you, this will not cover your living expense, but it can cover your slight miscellaneous expenses. Now, the type of jobs that you can expect, it can be in a library or in an academic position. If you maintain a good GPA, then research assistantship and teaching assistantship is a great opportunity. They waive off certain part of your tuition fee or you are given a stipend. So academically, if you're maintaining a good record, you can get this option. You will be able to work for 20 hours per week. Minimum wage is 10 to 12 US dollars per hour. Now that will depend upon which state you are studying in. Now, if an internship is part of your program, then obviously you can work outside the campus in the company that is offering you an internship. Now, internship is called as curriculum practical training, and the duration of which cannot exceed more than 1 year. Most of these universities will give you an option to go for internship for a period of maximum 6 months. Less minimum it could be 1 month or 2 months, but maximum it will be of 6 months duration. And most of the students who are actually taking up internships and are excelling it is later on converted to a full-time job. So majority of the universities will provide you that option. It will be in your final semester. Now, as I said earlier, post the completion, student can work anywhere in the country. You have that option to do it. Now, let me talk about OPT. Now, the once you start practicing your work, it is called as OPT. Depending upon your courses, the duration will vary. Now, it is here segregated into two manners. First being STEM-based course, and another one is non-STEM based course. If you're going for any engineering related course or any IT or tech related course or science related course, it will fall under STEM. Now, one major advantage of STEM-based courses, your study duration will be 2 years. Now, here by 2 years, I mean to say, uh, in period of 18 to 20 months, your program will end. Now, the no program duration is actually of 24 months. It is of 18 months, or maximum it can go up till 20 months. That will be your program duration. Post then, 1 year OPT is provided to all the students, wherein you are able to practice work anywhere in the country. Here, even the wages are very high. So as I said, the return of investment option is good. Post you complete your studies, then in 1 or 2 years, you will be able to recover all the money that you have invested. And plus 2 years of work extension is given to all the students. So total duration will be 5 years. 3 years you will be working and 2 years it will be study. Now, to later convert it to H-1B visa, it has to be sponsored by your employer. That is altogether a different process. But 5 years is also a very good amount of time to gain the work experience and also the exposure. If you are going for a non-STEM course, now some universities will have an MBA program under non-STEM. Some universities does provide it under STEM. So if you are going for any MBA with a specialization in finance or marketing analytics or business analytics, it does fall under STEM. But if you're going for a plain MBA, which does not have any math or finance subject in their curriculum, then 2 years will be your study duration and 1 year OPT will be provided to all the students. So total duration will be of 3 years. So this is about the visa. In terms of work options, many of the universities also provide an exchange option to all to a lot of the students, wherein you will be able to network with a lot of professionals in terms of how easy it is to get a job in USA. So getting a job anywhere in the world, even be it India, is a tough task. So what you need to do is you have to maintain a good academic record, because even your professors will be writing letter of recommendation for you. If you are doing any internship, then you have to maintain an excellent record of it so that it can later get converted into a full-time job. And also you have to take active participation in job fairs and career seminars. So these are three important factors for getting jobs. In terms of networking, you attend all the career fairs, all the career seminars that are happening in the college right from your first semester. So most of the students, they are able to get a job right before they complete their degree, right before they even have their degree in hand with them. So if you are planning it in a meticulous way, if you are doing it, if you are planning your route very diligently, then you will be able to get a really good job. So this was all about the process of how you need to begin, what all documents you should have in place with you, and what you can expect once you go over there. So I am done with my presentation. If you have any queries, you please feel free to ask me.
Yeah, one.
Okay, so I do have
Yeah,
one question here.
yes. Malik Malik is asking PhD in engineering process. Could you please explain?
Yes, sure. So the question is PhD in engineering process. Now for this, you should be able to complete your bachelor's plus your master's. And for PhD, one crucial factor is the research that you are doing. So here you will have to choose a subject specialization. For example, if someone wants to do geothermal, okay, for example, a specialization, a PhD in geothermal technology, you should have your research in hand with you. How the PhD application works is you should be able to send your research proposal to the professor in the university. Now, finding out a university which has a very specialized team specifically for that subject is a big task. So first you need to find out that university which is conducting that PhD. Then you will have to write the application to the research professor over there. Once they accept your research proposal, then you will be able to apply. Now, funding is one very important factor for research. So many of them will also be funding, many of the companies will be funding in. So it is always better you apply very early for the process for you be able to get a funding as well as scholarship. If academically you are doing well, you can also get a fully funded course from the university. Right from your living expense to your tuition fee, it can be funded. Even scholarship is possible. In terms of duration, research PhD can be anywhere between 2.5 years, 2.5 years to 5 years. That can be the duration of the PhD program.
Yes. Thank you. Any other questions from the participant?
You can write in the chat box if you have any questions.
Yeah. Which will be the best IELTS or TOEFL? Could you please
So
discuss on that in detail?
yeah, right. So if the student is applying only in USA, then I suggest the student should give TOEFL examination. Now, in both the examination, the sections are same: reading, listening, writing, and speaking. Uh, so only difference is TOEFL is USA English and IELTS is UK based English. Now, here in India, as we speak UK based English, the student can choose according to what they are comfortable in. I always suggest students to take a free mock test for this examination. It is available online. You can take the mock test and then you will be able to evaluate what will work better for you. In terms of scoring for TOEFL, I would say as the maximum score is 120, 90 to 100 is considered a good score. While for IELTS, you have overall score of 0 to 9 bands that will be of individual section, and then there is overall section. So individual section, I would suggest 6.6 is considered a good band in all the individual section, and overall 6.5. Um, I would suggest go for TOEFL exam if you're going for USA. And if you are simultaneously planning to apply for other countries, then only give IELTS exam. You don't have to give both of these examinations. Now, as I am the brand ambassador of Schiller University, which is in Florida, so over there, even English language test is waived off, as all the students have an academic background of studying in English. So some universities will also provide you a waiver for it. But to keep visa in mind, give TOEFL exam with 90 to 100 score. If you're giving IELTS in 6.5 with nothing less than 6 in individual section. I'll also talk about GRE and GMAT exam. Now, many of the students who are planning to do masters for this year, many good universities have waived it off completely. So this is a very good amount of this is a very good time to actually put in your application, because you will only have to give your English language test, that is IELTS or TOEFL. Some universities have even waived it off. If you are ready with your documents, you can put in your application, and both this exam validity is for 5 years. Now, if you are planning to go for an MBA program, then I suggest to go for GMAT exam. And if you're going for an MS program, then go for GRE examination. Now, even for MBA program, many of the universities have started taking a GRE examination also into consideration. They convert it, and they do consider GRE examination as well. So, basis of what you are looking for, you can give the examination. Even for engineering management, many universities have started to accept GMAT examination as well. Engineering management is also one very popular course that engineers are looking out to do. In terms of job opportunities, you can expect to work in an engineering firm at a managerial level position, and you will not even have to have work experience to go for this program. Many of the MBA institutes, they require work experience, and then later on the kind of jobs that you get are in a managerial level position. But if you're doing engineering management, the job profile would remain the same. It's just the degree will be of MS and not MBA.
Could you please
uh,
discuss about the cost for the IELTS and TOEFL examination fees?
yes. So IELTS, you will have two options. First is paper based test, and then you will have computer based tests. So no matter what examination you are giving in, the cost will remain the same, which is 14,700. You can give it any amount of time. So for example, if the student has not met the score requirement, you can actually give it again. There are 3 to 4 dates available in a month for paper based test. and for computer based as much as 15 to 20 days are you can actually give the examination. Booking cost is 14,700. Each time you book, you will have to pay this amount. Now for GRE examination, the cost is $205. The validity over of this examination is 5 years. Again, if you are giving this examination 2 times, you will have to pay that cost. In terms of TOEFL exam, the cost is 14,197. I would say 14,200 is the cost of TOEFL examination. It is again a paper-based test and validity is of 2 years. Now, in both the English proficiency test, reading, listening, and writing, you will have to give it at the center, while speaking session will be one-on-one with the person who is conducting the examination. They will be asking you questions and you will have to answer it. So it will be of 2 days. First day you will be writing it, and second day you will be speaking it. Now let's talk about GMAT cost. GMAT cost is $275. Each time you give the examination, you will have to pay this amount. Maximum you can give it 5 times in your entire life duration. So uh, when you are booking the examination, I suggest you take the thorough practice sessions for both of these examinations, GRE and GMAT. And also many universities have waived the cost, so you just have to give the IELTS or English proficiency test.
Okay, thank you, Shweta. Here, one student is asking about the engineering management for civil engineering also.
Yes. So as I said, students can go for engineering management from any engineering background student, be it computer, mechanical. You can go ahead with this. Uh, the application process would remain the same. You will have multiple college options without GRE, and this will not cater specifically to just civil engineers. It will have certain tech-based subjects available. Now, if you're talking specifically for civil engineers, I will actually have to check out few colleges which are providing that specialization. But as I said, many of the universities, they have hundreds and many electives available. So even for civil engineers, there are option available. Course duration will be of 2 years, and it will be clubbing business and engineering courses together. Job designation will be in any form. So if you want to work in a civil engineering base, in a construction based company, for an example, in a management level position, then with your civil engineering degree plus your engineering management degree, it will lead you to that path, managerial level position in a construction based firm anywhere in the country. So yes, this option is available for even civil engineers. So okay, I also have another question. Has MIT waived off admissions of student course directly in MS courses? See, as far as I know, MIT right now might be even closed for admission. It is a very competitive university, so the application closes very soon. For some of the programs, they do not have direct entry. For like computer science, they will not have direct entry right now. They only have it for PhD. So there are only very limited courses which you will be able to go for MS. Now, a lot of the students, they go for either bachelor's courses from India and very limited MS courses. So as I said, not many will have this option. Not many courses are open in MIT right now for international students. It's either for students who have already studied from MIT or they have studied from a elite US university. Only PhD applications are open, and even the deadlines closes really early. So I have another question. Total expense of engineering management, including stay, approximately. So you can expect around 20 to 25 lakhs. Now let me talk in terms of dollars. For example, if you want to cut down your cost, you can do two things. First is you go for a public-based university. Public university, it is not any different from private university. Accreditations are same. The facilities are same. Lab exposure is the same. For I'll just give you an example. Purdue University is a public university, but it is one of the best universities in the world. If you are going to any UCs will give you zero scholarship. So if you're looking for a university which you want to actually get a scholarship, then don't apply to University of California, Riverside, or LA. That is not an option. Living expense can be anywhere between 12,000 to $18,000 per year. Now this will include your accommodation. It will also include your food and miscellaneous expense. For example, traveling. In terms of the tuition fee, I would say it is in the range of 12 to 16 lakhs per year. So this is about your expenses. Again, if you want to cut down the expense, rather than going for a university in New York where the living expense will be $18,000, you can study in Texas, Austin. Over there, the living expense will be $8 to $10,000 per year. So you can consider this. 20 to 25 lakhs per year is your expense. Total course duration, everything included, is 45 to 50 lakhs for 2 years. So I have another question. What are the job options available for engineering management student? So as I said, for engineering management student, whatever company, any tech-based company or any engineering management-based firm or any engineering firm in a managerial level position you can expect to work. Now, for example, if you, um, somebody asked a question about civil engineering for engineering management. Now, as you guys are already specialized in this field of civil engineering, now if you do engineering management, you wish to now, you have now clubbed it together. Now you can work in a construction based company, or in an infrastructure based company, or any infrastructure management based company, consultancy, with on a managerial level. Now if you want to go for an MBA option, but due to your lack of your experience you are not able to go for the options that you wish to go in, then you can go for MS in engineering management. So these are the job options: managerial level in an engineering based firm. Which foreign university is best for CSE students, and what GPA is considered for getting admission into it? I have Harvard University. Now the universities that you have mentioned, they are all Ivy League university, and I must say that the application for all of this university begins much more before, it starts 1 year prior to your program start date. So the admission have already begun in the month of August to September. That is when their round one begins. It closes by maximum December. Some universities it get closed even in the month of November for this coming intake. In terms of CGPA, I would say if it is graded out of 10, only above 9 it can be considered. They have very holistic approach towards the application. So you need to have excellent academic record. Along with it, your GRE score have to be excellent. Now they will also consider your other extracurricular activities, your work experience. Then by extracurricular activities, I just do not mean in terms of your education, but even in terms of sports or any other factor. There are multiple things which you can be a part of, so they will consider all of it together. Now UCLA is comparatively easier compared to Harvard and UPenn. Harvard, MIT, the acceptance rate is 4 to 9%. So if there are 100 people applying, only 4 can get the admission letter. And the requirements are pretty high. So your GPA has to be above 9 or something with an excellent GRE score. 330 is the GRE score, which you can get maximum. So you should aim for a very high score for GRE.
Yes, thanks, Shweta. You have addressed all questions. Yeah, if any questions, please you can drop your questions in chat box, or you can mail me so I can forward to the concerned person. So they will revert back to you. And now I would request Dr. Neeraj Gupta to deliver a vote of thanks.
I, Dr. Neeraj Gupta, on behalf of Civil Engineering Department, MIT School of Engineering and Technology, would like to extend gratitude and regards to the management of MIT University, Haryana. A special thanks to the Honorable VC Sir, Dr. P.V. Sharma, Pro Vice Chancellor Madam Dr. Padmakali Banerjee, and the Director Madam Dr. Salni Bhaskar Bajaj for allowing us to conduct the event and providing the required infrastructure for the same. Further, I may like to express our sincere thanks to Ms. Sveta from Win Your English and Consultancy for giving an excellent talk on the visa application process in USA. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for Ms. Sveta for giving us insight about the various career and education opportunity in USA. I would also like to appreciate the efforts made by the Head of Civil Engineering Department, Dr. Naveen BP, for planning and organizing the workshop. My special regards to all the faculty members and non-teaching staff of the ASET for their time and cooperation in organizing this workshop. I also like to extend my heartfelt thanks to all the participants for attending the workshop. Without your participation, this event would have not been possible. So thank you all, and please mark your attendance in the link provided in the chat box. And tomorrow again, we have a session on Ireland Student Visa Roadmap by Ms. Rashi Gupta. So thank you all.
Thank you, Neeraj. Yeah, before leaving the session, please fill the feedback.
And I request all the participants to turn on their camera for the group photograph.
Okay, Neeraj, thank you.
Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you. Sir, you can you just wait for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, let fill the feedbacks, then you can sign out.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, ma'am, you can leave now. Thank you.